Hello, it's Admiral Fats, and today we're going to go ahead and do a little coverage here on Wildstar since it's going to be going free to play soon. So, what do you need to know? Well, this is character creation, and when you start off, you're going to go ahead and get asked, what experience do you have? Now, if you select Novice, it means you're brand new to MMOs, you haven't played them ever, and it's going to go ahead and give you some basic introduction to there. If you're new to Wildstar, it's not going to go ahead and give you that basic movement introduction that you don't obviously need. But what it's going to do is introduce you to your faction and give you a little bit of background story and introduce you to the main players, the main characters that you're going to have to interact with throughout your leveling experience. And that way you know what's going on. Now if you're a veteran, you're going to skip the ARC ship kind of deal. And you're just going to go ahead and go straight into the action. So let's go ahead and start with Novice, go through the character creation process, and I'll let you know during the transition actually where each spot picks up. So I'm going to go ahead and select Novice, and we're going to go ahead and click the button down here on the right that says Continue to Race. Now, when you get to race selection, you have two choices. Obviously, these are your factions. To the left, you have the Exiles. To the right, you have the Dominion. And if you actually go ahead and select the button here, as you can see, it'll gray out the side you're not selecting on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go with Exiles. Then you also have your choice for gender. You either be a female or a male. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here on male, and I'm going to select Mordish because, well, I love my space zombies. That's just me. So, next thing you do is hit Continue to Class. Now, your classes here in Wildstar all have two roles that you can really fill. Now, if you select the role here, I'm going to click on Engineer. You'll see the roles up here, right above the little video that they go ahead and provide for you. It says Tank or Ranged, and that's a DPS spec. Now, next one now is Esper. Now, see, as I mouse over it, Mordish can't be Espers, and if you click on that, normally you go ahead and get a little pop-up. I don't know why it's not doing it right now, but it says Mordish can't be Espers. Would you like to go ahead and change your race? So, go ahead and move on down to Medic, which is a healer or a DPS. And you also have Spell Slingers, again, healer or range damage. Stalker, which can actually be a tank or a melee damage, and then Warriors, which also, again, tank or melee damage. Now, each character class here has its own flavor of playstyle, so try them all out, see which one fits you best, and go from there. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick with a Warrior, and also, before moving on, you can see that you have class armor previews. So go ahead, that's about a mid-game kind of set there. And that's really what, end game, what you're going to end up looking like. So, once you have this selected, you're going to go ahead and hit Continue to Path. Now the paths that are available really are, what do you like to do when you're not just, knocking out quests or doing battlegrounds or any kind of PvP kind of instance, or raiding. Now, explorers, if you're the kind of person that likes to run around and see what you can get into on a map, see, oh, can I get over that mountain range, or how fast can I get from point A to point B? Explorer is really going to be up your alley. You're really going to go ahead and literally explore the world that's around you. Scientist, if you're a lore hound, that's going to be more of your thing. You're going to go ahead and be doing scans and finding out about really what's going on around you. Also, there are puzzles that are available, and scientists actually do have access to those. So if you like to go ahead and try and learn more, scientist is up your alley. Settlers, honestly, if you like go ahead and helping out your other players, Settler is really extremely super handy, because what you build are depots, and those depots go ahead and provide buffs such as speed boost or damage increases, or even health. And I honestly, I normally go ahead and roll with Settler, just because I like having buffs available. Then you have Soldier, and Soldiers, out of all of them, it seems kind of selfish, but who really cares? If you like clobbering things, if you like going ahead and beating down those bad guys, a Soldier is a really good option for you. So we're going to go ahead and just roll with Soldier and continue on to customization. Now, I could spend a day, maybe a day and a half in this character creator here, just working on the customization, just trying to get it just right. Now, we can go ahead and just quickly go on down here. We have a preferred preset number 1, preferred preset number 2, and those are just the defaults that they have loaded in. You can also hit the randomize all button. As you can see, the characters, he's changing what he looks like. Yeah, he looks pretty crazy here. So I like that, I'll take that. Then underneath it you have save load character. Saving and loading here, you'll actually go ahead and get a code. If you're completely happy with all your customization options, if you hit save and load, you'll go ahead and get the screen, highlight the code that's in there, hit your Control C to copy, go over to a notepad, Control V, paste that puppy on in there, save it, because if you want to go ahead and make another character of the same race, and you want to keep your characters looking exactly the same, then you want to go ahead and copy the code, paste it back in here, and hit update character. Okay? That'll give you exactly the same customizations. Now, as for your options, you've got different face styles that you can go ahead and go through. See, such as these. Lots of options. Great. Just like I said, you can spend forever, because after that you have sliders and what else is there? Customize until your heart is content. But once you've got all that done, go ahead and hit continue on to finalize, and you'll go ahead and get a quick little overview of what you've got. You'll end up seeing your experience, your race, class, path, if you customized it, and if you need to go ahead and have any explanation, you're going to have that over here on the right hand side. All that's left is giving the character a name. Since we're Mordish, I'm going to go ahead and put More, and because he's a warrior, I'm going to put War, so More War, because I'm really not that creative. Then you got to go ahead and also give your character a last name. In my case, since I'm Admiral Fats, I'm just going to go ahead and put Fats. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and hit Enter Game. And we're going to go ahead and get to that in just a moment.
The exiles, driven off their planets by the Dominion, have been desperately searching for a new homeworld while being relentlessly hunted across the stars. But in their darkest hour, they discovered the planet Nexus, the fabled homeworld of the Elden who disappeared from the galaxy long ago. Exhausted, but full of hope, the exiles prepared their ancient starships for one final journey to Nexus. And that is where their true adventure begins.
Alrighty. Well, right now it's loading up the actual novice, the new to MMO player experience.
Hello, and welcome to the Cryo Awakening protocol. I am Noelia, and I am here to guide you through this process. Please note, should the procedure fail, your body will be placed in cryogenic storage until such time as appropriate medical assistance can be provided. Now, let us begin. Please walk into the scanner so I may examine your nervous system for abnormalities. Statistically speaking, you should be fine.
Alrighty, so again, this is a basic introduction to how MMOs work. Now they want you to go ahead and get yourself familiar with W, A, S, and D. And those are going to be your movement keys. W moves you forward, A moves you back. Well, actually that's S. A is going to go ahead and rotate you to the left. D is going to rotate you to the right. Now, if you hold down your right click, which goes ahead and enables your mouse look, if you press A, you're actually going to strafe left. You press D, you're going to go ahead and strafe right. So let's go ahead and move forward. And let me get in that box there.
No serious abnormalities detected. You see, there's nothing to worry about. Let us confirm your locomotive ability. Proceed up the steps and walk through the rings you find there.
Alright. So again, just follow instructions. Go ahead and get yourself familiar.
Splendid. I had high hopes for you, and you have not disappointed me. Please activate the display ahead to reveal a hologram of your final destination, Nexus. This should also reactivate your neural pathways.
Alrighty. So we're going to move forward. Now we actually have an interactive object. I like to refer to these as clickies because, well, honestly, you right click on it and you interact. You also have the option here, if you see here on the screen, it says activate display, and that's your F key. Now Wildstar actually has, I almost want to refer to them like mini games. Sometimes you'll have to mash a key or press a direction to go ahead and break out of something, which honestly it's better than just sitting there going, okay, how long do I have to wait for this to wear off? So really one of my favorite features. So we're going to go ahead and press F here to activate the display.
Wondrous, is it not? Speak with my avatar just ahead to continue.
Alrighty, so that was interacting with an object, and this is actually just a basic how do you interact with an NPC. You'll notice there's an exclamation point, which means she's got a quest. So we're going to go ahead and interact. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and right click on her.
You are doing a marvelous job. I rarely see participants do this well.
Okay, and then you'll see you have a couple options here. This is to continue the quest. This is just to go ahead and basically cancel. So go ahead and hit that. And it's going to want us to go ahead and do some self-defense techniques, so we're going to destroy some holobots.
I am confident you will survive this phase without permanent damage.
Alright, so it wants us to go to the left or the right. We're going to go ahead and go on over to the right here. Now, to go ahead and interact and actually do combat, you'll see we have an action bar down here. And in this case, we only have one ability, so that's going to be bound right now to the 1 key. So let's go ahead and beat these little holobots on up. And they go down like a box of rocks.
Please return to my avatar to review your progress.
Alrighty, there's that. Now something not covered is if you use your mouse wheel to scroll in, that zooms you all the way in. You can go into first person if you want. I like to go ahead and scroll it on back and sit back in third person. That's personal preference. Find out what makes you happy. So we're gonna go ahead and interact with her. And because we have a check mark, that means it's complete. Alright, so you click here, and click again, you're done.
You have already exceeded the minimum functional standards for a member of your species. To conclude this evaluation, carefully proceed to the exit located at the top of these platforms.
Alrighty, so we're just going to go ahead and get up these platforms. Now, this is basically introducing you into jumping, which is going to be bound to your spacebar by default. So let me go ahead and jump there, and as you can see, yeah, that's pressing spacebar. Now, here's a cool thing that you actually have with Wildstar. You actually have double jump, and as you can see, let me go ahead and get a little closer here. As you can see, all you have to do is jump and then press jump again while you're in midair, and you double jump. And that's honestly all there is to the new to MMOs tutorial. Next thing that's going to be coming up is actually the new to Wildstar, and we're going to go ahead and get into that in just a moment. So all we need to do to finish up is to go ahead and step into this platform and we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll go ahead and continue on to the next part, which is the new to Wildstar experience.
All primary systems appear operational. This concludes the Cryo Awakening Protocol. Although our time together has been short, your performance has been exemplary. I wish you the best of luck in your travels on Planet Nexus. Species, Mordish. Former homeworld, Grismara. Greetings. The Arkship Gambler's Ruin has arrived in the Nexus system, but your cryo bay is experiencing technical difficulties.
Hello. You're different somehow. Special. I need your help. Nexus has many secrets, and when the time is right, I will show them to you.
That glitch was unusual. There appears to be an inconsistency with your cryopod's extraction protocols. Data corruption probable. I wish you luck, Grismarin. May your people find a cure on Nexus.
I'm sorry, sir. Our last jump to the Nexus system overloaded the reactor in that section. This ship is more than 3 centuries old, and...
Just find that cryopod. She's gotta be there. Sadie. Sadie Brightland.
I know the name, Mr. Brightland.
Just call me Deadeye. Now quit arguing and get my wife out of cryo.
Internal sensors are out. Ship's records are unreliable at best. Wait, I think I found it. Functioning pod. Firing up the retrieval system. Magnetic clamps released.
Lucky for you, you found her. Sadie, darling, I'm on. Hey! Hey, be careful!
Sorry. The hydraulics are leaking. Hold on. Damn. The records were wrong. This isn't her. She's in a different silo.
Fine. Then whoever you just woke up is gonna help me track her down.
Reanimation nearly complete. All vitals look solid.
Good. We're gonna need every able-bodied exile we got.
Alright, so that's the base introduction to being an exile. Now the Dominion also has their own introduction available, but we're not going to go ahead and cover that today. So I'm going to go ahead and just push on through. I'm not going to spend a lot of time reading these because I'm actually a little more familiar. But honestly, if you want to, go ahead and spend the time, read the quest, interact. It's actually pretty good. So go ahead and just get on through here and talk to Deadeye here.
But I got no damn choice.
He wants us to go ahead and help find his wife. We're going to go ahead and go on down. And when you're doing quests, you'll also notice you have a mini-map up here. And where the number is, typically where it is. And again, here we go. We have interact with object.
She ain't looking too good. She's got the cryo sickness. We need to get her to medbay, and fast.
Alright, so we need to go ahead and get her on over to medbay. But if you look down here, you have your quest log. And, well, we've got to deal with, well, sabotage bots. So let's go ahead and get on in there, and we're on just like we did the last time. Now, Wildstar has a telegraph system, so you can see on the ground there's a red circle. That's bad. And the blue one, those are yours. So, remember, red bad, blue is you, green is good. Now, if you go ahead and get yourself stuck in a bad telegraph, and let me go ahead and let this one get it. Okay. You can actually double tap a direction to go ahead and get out of it. Now there's a little itty bitty meter right here that lets you know if you're able to go ahead and dodge again. You get 2, and you have to wait for the recharge. So keep that in mind. You can get yourself out of trouble easily. At the same time, you have a limited number of uses, so don't overdo it. You're not invincible. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jump on into the circle here and complete that quest and move on to the next area.
Hang on, Sadie. We'll be there soon. Gotta admit, friend, I'm surprised we made it this far. Us exiles, we've been on the run from the Dominion for a long time. And this old ship's on her last leg. Strange to think that we might just finally get a new home. I wouldn't exactly call myself personable, but I feel like if we all just stick together, we might just be okay. And I ain't above shooting anyone who thinks different. It looks like we're here. I'm obliged for your help, friend. Glad I didn't kill you.
Alright, so now we're in a new area. We're going to go ahead and continue our way forward here. For some reason, you gotta remember it is an MMO, so you are online. Sometimes you're going to encounter lag spikes. Those happen. So, go ahead here and see, we do have the check mark. So if you remember, that's complete a quest. Turn that in, you'll get your rewards. And sometimes, not all the time, but usually, you're going to go ahead and get offered another quest. And you can see what your rewards are going to be. And there you go. Continue forward. So now he wants us to go ahead and find out what's going on with his malfunctioning robots, which all we had to do was enter the room. And as you can see, there's a saboteur. So now we got to go ahead and take that saboteur out. And the quest that we actually had here says we need to go ahead and take out either saboteurs or robots or a combination. Didn't matter. So, alright. Now, wants us to go ahead and take the teleporter. Now, I went ahead and got hit. Go ahead and take that guy out. Oh, I'm just making an awful mess. Alright. And the are there on the ground to go ahead and make things a little easier. And we'll just step on into that teleporter. Now remember, you don't always have to go ahead and stand your ground and fight, and sometimes that's just really not a smart thing to do. So sometimes it's fine to run away. Alright, so
Commander Stonebreaker, we've arrived in the Nexus system. Stabilizer 3 go for geosynchronous orbit. Preparing to launch expeditionary fuel.
Warning, impact detected. Hostile ships now in range.
We're under attack! Battle stations!
alright, now those are Dominion ships. And Dominion's the opposite faction. No, we're not going to actually get into any player versus player kind of battling, though. So we're going to go ahead and go forward. Have a quest turn in here. And this is Commander Durek. And another one of the major players. Yeah, let's turn ahead and turn into him. Alright. And let's see.
Got things rolling. Now let's keep them rolling.
Alright.
You leveled up. Way to go, cupcake.
Okay, that is part of Wildstar's charm. That was actually a level up. And it's just absolutely bad. This game doesn't take itself overly serious, which is, again, that's part of its charm. So I'm going to go ahead and take this quest and continue on.
Slag 'em, tag 'em, and bang 'em.
Alright. Now you go ahead and you will go ahead and from time to time, especially when you're first loading up, you will get these little tutorial pop-ups. Now I'm going to go ahead and click the don't show me tutorials of this type. Actually, no, I'm going to select the one below that says don't show me any tutorials. I've got it. I've been experienced. I've done this. So, alright. All we need to do is jump on down. And boom. Alright. Gotta go ahead and take out. Oh. There we go. Looks like we're about 4. 4 should be the magic number. Alrighty.
Queen says critical situation. It's probably a good idea to listen.
We got ourselves an urgent situation here.
Alright. And that was actually coming over the comms. And that's actually for the Queen of the Orin. So let's go ahead and go through the teleporter and go to the next area since we've cleared this one. Alright, so as you can tell, they smashed an asteroid in through the wall there. So let's go ahead and go forward. Meet Queen Mela and see what's going on with her.
What can I do? I'd say this was a queen-sized predicament, which is big.
Alright, so we've got some veggies that she wants to go ahead and go save. Now, these aren't ordinary veggies, these are special kind of vegetables.
As a
So,
queen,
go ahead
I'm supposed to make it personal.
and
This time,
hop on over. Alright, so you can see we got little veggies here. They got icons, they got green names. So, alright, let's go ahead and take care of this bad guy here that's just shooting all the veggies. Can't have it. Alright, come on, veggie. And there we go. Alright, so we've got some veggies following us now. And yes, they actually are following us around. Like I said, you don't take yourself overly serious. It's just part of its charm. So let's go ahead and get them on in here. Now, the next thing we're introduced here is you notice there's a check mark here with nobody to talk to. But if we go ahead and press C, that'll bring up the communicator. And that's going to let us remotely turn in the quest instead of having to run all the way back and keep going. Not every quest offers this. Some do. In this case, again, this is an introduction to it. So if it's there, it's handy. Keeps you out in the field longer, keeps you going ahead and your leveling experience smoother.
Now get out there and do some damage.
Alright, communicator is also lit up again. Let's go ahead and pick up a quest. So it works both ways. You can turn in or you can pick up quests. Now again, like I said, not all the time. Alrighty.
Lock and load.
you may have to climb another tree or two before we're done here.
Alrighty. And that quest went ahead and progressed into picking out this giant robot of doom. So, we're going to get down there, and it said, watch out for the shield generators. When you've got these larger boss type encounters, they will have special mechanics typically. It's not just, okay, I'm just going to smash the button and okay, I expect to win. No, pay attention to what's going on around you, okay? Always going to be handy. Now, as you see, the shield generators popped up, so let's get out of the field of bad. Now, I just went ahead and used an interrupt, which also goes ahead and breaks some of the over armor that he's got going on there. But we use a red damage zone, as you just saw with little stripes in it. It means it's an active effect, which means it's not one of those, oh, you're waiting for it to happen. No, it's happening right then and there. So always go ahead and make sure to get out of the red as fast as you can. Don't worry about doing the damage, because let's face it, if you're dead, you're doing absolutely nothing. Alright, so let's move on to the next area here. Okay, there we go. Alright, there we go. Now, again, it's an MMO. Sometimes you're going to have a little latency. It's going to happen. So, as you can see, there you go. She popped on up. Let's go ahead and turn that in.
Continue helping, and not just because I happen to be wearing a crown on my head. Just a hop, skip, and jump away.
Alrighty.
I'll have one of my attendants tell her to expect you.
If you want about done with the new to Wildstar experience.
Hey there, Exile. Welcome to Planet Nexus. This here's about the most famous planet in the whole galaxy. Once home to the legendary Eldon that I'm sure you've heard plenty about. From what we've seen so far, the whole planet's chock full of unexplored frontiers, powerful ancient technology, and a whole lot of crazy alien critters. And all that being said, Nexus has got its share of secrets. And one of the biggest ones is figuring out how come the Eldon ain't here, and what exactly happened to him. From what I hear, you're the kind of person who gets things done. So we're counting on you to get some answers.
Alright, so that sets you up. You're going to go ahead and be the hero. So, all that's left to do is get down, follow your arrows, and head on down the ramp here. Now, big difference here. If you're going ahead and doing yourself as a veteran to Wildstar, it's actually going to start you off, depending on your race, in one of these two zones. This is the nice thing about doing the new to Wildstar experience. It doesn't take very long, especially if you know what you're doing. And you actually go ahead and get to select which area you're going to. Biggest benefit I can see of that is if you're playing with friends, you go ahead and you don't all have to make the same race. You can play whatever you actually want. Go through the new to Wildstar tutorial here, and then actually select the zone that you guys want to go into, so that way you're all in the same area to go ahead and work together, guaranteed. So I'm going to go ahead and select, well, let's see, Mordash typically will go straight to Everstar Grove, so just go ahead and that way you know what you're expecting. I'm going to go ahead and hit Everstar Grove, and we're going to go ahead and see what comes up when you actually go ahead and make a veteran character. So let's go ahead and click that. Story complete. Yes, we want to go ahead and continue.
Shuttle 2, y'all are clear to launch. I hear tell Everstar Grove's just about the prettiest place on Nexus, which ain't surprising, since it's named after Queen Mayala herself. You see her, tell her I said hi.
Alright, so that's the end of that tutorial, and this is literally where you're going to go ahead and pick up if you go ahead and say, I'm a veteran. You're going to end up with this loading screen, and as soon as this is done loading,
Something is seriously wrong down there, Exile. The wildlife's gone absolutely crazy, and no one seems to know why. I hope you're ready for some action. Good luck, and be careful.
alright, and that's all there is to it. You are literally going to be put out right here and straight into the action. No messing around, no tutorial, You are literally going to get put right where we're standing right now. Typically, you'll actually have some inventory gear in your bags. So, let's see. Eye for the inventory. We went through the tutorial. We didn't actually go ahead and get those. We got Omni bits and whatnot. But you'll actually have equipment, typically, is from my experience when I've created a veteran character. And then you are set to go out on your adventures and continue on. So thank you so much for watching and sticking with me through this. And if you like it, go ahead and press that like button. If you don't, well, I think we all know where that button is. If you actually have any kind of feedback, I'd appreciate it. Just leave a comment on down there. I'll be sure to go ahead and read it. And thank you so much again. So, from here, from me to you, this is Admiral Fats signing out. You guys have a great one.